All right, let's talk about cars. Most of us get into one pretty much every single day. But let's be honest, we basically treat them like magic boxes. Well, today, we're going to pop the hood on that magic box. We're diving deep inside to really understand the incredible machine you trust with your life every day. I mean, have you ever really, truly stopped to think about it? You turn a key, you push a button, and this 2-ton hunk of metal just roars to life? How does that even happen? It's a question we almost never ask, but the answer, well, it's a fascinating story of physics and engineering working together in perfect harmony. So, to get our heads around all this, let's try something. Instead of thinking of a car as just a machine, let's think of it as a mechanical body. It's got all these systems that actually mirror our own in some really surprising ways. And just like any body, whether it's living or mechanical, everything, and I mean everything, starts with the heart. It's that powerful, rhythmic center that pumps life into the entire system. You guessed it, the engine is the car's beating heart. Now, it doesn't pump blood, but it pumps something just as vital: pure, explosive power. Its entire job is to take the energy that's locked inside gasoline and unleash it through thousands of tiny, perfectly timed explosions every single minute. That's what creates the raw force that makes everything else possible. And here's how it beats. It's called the four-stroke cycle, and it happens at a dizzying speed. First, intake. The engine breathes in a mist of air and fuel. Then, compression. It squeezes that mix down tight. Then comes the magic, power. A spark plug fires, creating a small explosion that forces a piston down. And finally, exhaust. The engine breathes out the used-up gases. Breathe in, squeeze, fire, breathe out. That is the rhythm that powers your entire journey. Okay, so we've got this heart just pounding away, creating all this incredible explosive energy. But so what? That power is totally useless if it's just trapped inside the engine. How in the world do we get that energy to actually move the car down the road? Well, this brings us to the car's muscles and its bones. These are the systems that are designed to take all that power and give it purpose, to give it structure and, of course, motion. So if the engine is the heart, then the drivetrain, that's the car's muscular system. It's this whole series of parts that's designed to grab that raw power from the engine and transmit it all the way to the wheels, turning all those little explosions into actual forward motion. Now, this muscular system has a few star players. First up, you've got the transmission. You can think of it as the gearbox. It picks the right gear for the job: a low gear for a powerful start off the line, and a high gear for just cruising efficiently on the highway. From there, the drive shaft, which is like a long spinning tendon, carries that power to the axles, which finally turn the wheels. And boom, you're moving. Of course, all these moving parts can't just be floating around in space. They need something to hold on to. And that is the job of the car's body and its suspension, its skeleton. The frame gives everything a rigid structure, while the suspension acts kind of like the cartilage in our joints, absorbing all the shocks and bumps from the road to keep the ride smooth and stable. Right, so our mechanical body has a heart, making power, and it has muscles and bones to move it around. But right now, this body is just lying there. It needs a brain. It needs commands. How do you, the driver, actually control this thing? This is where the car's nervous system comes in. It's this incredibly complex network of wires, sensors, and mechanical bits that connects your brain to the machine, turning your thoughts into the car's actions. So things like the steering, the brakes, and the electrical system, they all work together as the car's brain and nerves. They're the go-between, the interface between what you want to do and what the car actually does, translating every single turn of the wheel or press of the pedal into a precise mechanical response. And what's really amazing is just how direct this connection is. It's basically a simple input-output system. You turn the steering wheel, the steering system instantly sends that command down the nerves to the wheels, and they change direction. You press the brake pedal, the braking system tells the whole body to slow down. It really is your wish becoming its command. Okay, so let's put it all together. Because when you see a car just cruising down the street, you're not just watching one thing happen. You are witnessing a full-blown symphony in motion. Think of it like this. The engine, the heart, is the powerful percussion section, just pounding out the rhythm. The drivetrain, the muscles, that's the string section, carrying that powerful melody all the way to the wheels. The body and suspension, the bones, that's the stage itself, providing a solid, stable foundation. And you're the conductor, using the controls like a baton to guide the entire performance. Every single part has to play its role in perfect time.
And that is the crucial thing to remember. A car is not just a collection of parts bolted together. It is an elegant, totally integrated system where every part has a purpose and every system relies on all the others to function. It's a true mechanical marvel.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. With electric cars coming on the scene, the heart is no longer an engine, it's a battery and a motor. The nervous system is becoming more like a supercomputer on wheels. So the question is, are we just upgrading the mechanical body we already know, or are we actually watching it evolve into something entirely new? Something to think about on your next drive.